I remember because I'd gotten up early hoping to go for a run. But it was already 8:15 and I was still waiting for the weather to clear. The streets were covered in puddles, and I'd recently gotten new running shoes. Purple Nikes with lime green swooshes and thick pink treads. Funny to think about them now, that I'd been so concerned about protecting my shoes, I'd let nearly a year of my life slip away. Already dressed in my running gear, I turned from the window, knowing the clouds weren't going to suddenly part. The sun wasn't going to magically appear. The oil-stained puddles, with their spirals of blue and green, wouldn't be evaporating anytime soon. I'd wanted to be on the road by 8:00. There was a cute runner boy I'd been hoping to see. We had this thing where we nodded to one another each time we passed, usually by the water fountain and always around 8:30. What were the odds that he'd be running in the rain? Should I just suck it up and wear old shoes? I went to go grab a pair when my phone quacked with a text. From Shelley. Surprise! I'm home from camping hell a day early. Long story short, I really need to see you. Can we meet at 9? Eggs and stuff? Let's salvage my birthday disaster. My gut reaction? Excitement. I hadn't seen Shelley, my best friend, in over a week. But not 2 seconds later, my brain took over and I remembered I'd left her birthday present at work. Can we meet a little later? I texted back. I'm going for a run. Please, she typed, adding a bunch of frowny face emoticons. I didn't want to let her down. Her summer had sucked harder than leeches, and having to spend her 17th birthday on a camping trip with her show tune singing fam, with no cell phone reception whatsoever, was sure to have been no exception. Are you there? She continued to type. I looked at the clock. If I left now, I could open the store, grab the gift, and still have ample time to make it to Eggs and Stuff by 9. See you then, I typed back. Mom was already up, sitting at the kitchen table in her snowflake-printed bathrobe, even though it was summer. Hey there. She peeked up from her magazine, Nitwit. The cover featured a dazed-looking chicken knitting a scarf that reminded me of candy corn. Going for a run? Not anymore. Great, we can chat over coffee. Sorry, no time. You'll have to chat with Dad. Except Dad's still in bed. That sleepyhead. She grimaced. Seems our days of Sunday brunch are a thing of the past. Time to wake him up? I already tried, but he worked late last night. Didn't get in until well past midnight. I'd stay, I told her, but I promised Shelley I'd meet her for breakfast. She's home already? Yes, so I need to get her birthday present. Stat. Well, you've certainly come to the right place. I have plenty of gifts. I didn't want to argue, but when it came to gift-giving, my mother and I were from 2 entirely different planets. While she resided on planet, I got this on sale but have no real use for it, and so it goes into an already overflowing bin of tacky random stuff, I lived on planet, my friends are my family, and so each gift has been carefully hand-selected. Still, Mom popped up from the table and bounded across the kitchen, en route to the linen closet, where she stored her trove of treasures. The idea of turning over some of the stuff in her stash was evidently far more enlivening than the dark-roasted coffee beans my dad had imported from New Guinea. She came back a few moments later with a bin full of her finds and pulled out a baseball cap with melon-patterned fabric. This would look adorable on Shelley with her heart-shaped face. What melons had to do with hearts, I had absolutely no idea. Mom could sense my inner snub and dove back into the bin, producing a snowball maker, faux fur glovelets, and a turquoise watch that screamed old lady. What's wrong? Mom asked, reading the repulsion on my face. I bit my tongue in lieu of commenting. I already bought a gift. I just left it at Norma's. Can I borrow the car to go pick it up? Mom gazed out the window, and the corners of her mouth turned downward. She has this weird hang-up about letting me drive in rain or snow, not to mention fog, slush, sleet, hail, and darkness. You could bring me yourself.